Good evening,
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
and welcome to the City of Douglas Mayor and Commission meeting. This will serve as our regular meeting for September the 14th, 2017. And you will notice that Commissioner Pearson isn't here, our city attorney isn't here, and Commissioner McNeil is celebrating the birth of a new baby, so she will not be here also.
Grandbaby.
Grandbaby, I'm sorry. Oh, oh. Okay, that was funny.
What did he follow?
That was funny. I like that. So we have our invocation by our Mayor Pro Tem Bob Moore.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity we have, Lord, to come before you to conduct the business of this city. Father, we pray for those who are less fortunate than we are. We pray for those who are out of lights, out of a lot of things, Lord, because of this terrible storm. We pray that you'll bless this meeting and things to be said and done will be pleasing in your sight. We ask you to forgive us where we fail you. In your name we pray. Amen.
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 Thank you.
Next, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance, and as always, we will be led by the Coffee County Navy Junior ROTC. With us tonight is Commander Metz and Lieutenant Junior Grade Hill. If you please would stand.
Right. Detail. All. Left. Face. Breathe in. Arms. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Right. Face. Forward. March. Left. 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 Right.
Please be seated. Next on the agenda, we have the minutes from August 28th, 2017. As you recall, in the work session, we actually moved that to our consent agenda. So if you would, please strike that from the agenda. The next on the agenda is the approval of the order of the agenda. I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Outstanding. Next on the agenda is the recognition of our new firefighter graduates. And we will turn it over to Chief Wilson. How you doing?
All right, good evening, Mayor and Commission.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Tonight I'd like to recognize 3 new firefighters who just graduated from an 8-week course from the Georgia Fire Academy. And these guys, not only do they have classroom work, but there's a lot of physical activities involved in this course. And these guys done an outstanding job. And I'd like to recognize firefighter John Brown, firefighter Jeffrey Bars, also firefighter Josh Carter.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Come out and grab a picture with
Yep.
us?
That's great.
Outstanding. Congratulations. Welcome aboard. Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have a proclamation reading for cyberbullying. And I do not see the young lady that is supposed to be here. Well, what I'll do is I'll read the proclamation and we will go from there, okay? Excuse me. The proclamation reads as follows: Screenshot, we will not. Anti-bullying campaign proclamation. Whereas cyberbullying is bullying that takes place using electronic technology and is any harassment that occurs via the internet, including vicious forum posts, name calling and chat forums, posting fake profiles on websites, and mean or cruel email messages are all forms of cyberbullying. Whereas both real world and online known calling can have serious emotional consequences for kids and teens. Whereas the effect of cyberbullying across all age groups, genders, and races and are devastating because they can cause many youth to use alcohol and drugs, skip school, experience in-person bullying, being unwilling to attend school, receive poor grades, have lower self-esteem, and have more health problems and end their own lives. Whereas research from the 2013-2014 School Crime Superintendent Supplement, National Center for Education Statistics and Bureau of Justice Statistics indicate that 7% of students in grades 6 through 12 experience cyberbullying, and in 2013, Youth Risk Behavior Surveillance Survey finds that 15% of high school students grades 9 through 12 were electronically bullied in the past year. Whereas the screenshot, we will not, anti-cyberbullying campaign would encourage all of our citizens of Douglas, Georgia to bring awareness to the issue of cyberbullying and present alternative ways to deal with disagreements and personality conflicts without resorting to cyberbullying, and show the victims of cyberbullying that they are not alone but are supported by citizens who care enough to post their disapproval of this abusive practice. Whereas Screenshot We Will Not anti-bullying campaign would involve youth taking pictures of themselves, taking pictures of their drawings, and or creating digital wallpaper with a message attached that says why they will not bully others. For example, we will not use our phones to spread rumors. Those messages would then be forwarded to a friend who would screenshot it and add a message of his own or her own to be forwarded to another friend, etc., and it goes on. Each screenshot can be posted on social media and even tagged onto a Screenshot We Will Not blog to be viewed nationwide. Whereas I, Tony L. Polk, Mayor of the City of Douglas, do hereby proclaim September the 1st, 2017 as Screenshot We Will Not Anti-Bullying Day throughout Douglas, Georgia, and encourage all of our citizens to bring awareness to the issue of cyberbullying and present alternative ways to deal with disagreements and personality conflicts without resorting to cyberbullying. You know, this right here, cyberbullying, I know some of our individuals may not be aware of the term cyberbullying or things like this as far as on social media, but we live in a different day and time, and social media has its perks. Do not get me wrong, I am not barbaric, but any good tool in the hand of somebody bad makes that good tool into something that it was not intended for. And I'll say this right here, is that our children are under so many different pressures that we are not accustomed to dealing with. So we are learning as parents how to parent in this new generation. And many of you, if you get a brand new phone, the first thing you do is go find a child or your grandbaby, say, hey, look, make the phone do this or make the phone do that. So I just want you to understand that this is a very serious issue. Some of the children have taken their lives, and we should always be aware of that. Thank you very much. Next on the agenda, we added, we have a proclamation from the Post 515. And let me come out there. He has the proclamation and I'll sign it and I have to suit up.
Go ahead.
Have to suit up. Because I'm also a member of Post 515. Mr. Perry, how are you doing? Good to see you. I think I've been about 20 years now, isn't it? I think it's 18. 18? I thought it was about 20. Oh, man.
Oh.
Here we go. The American Legion Day, proclamation of the city of Douglas. Whereas the American Legion was chartered by Congress in 1919 on September the 16th as a wartime veterans organization based on the 4 pillars of veteran affairs and rehabilitation, national security, Americanism, and children and youth. And whereas over the years, the American Legion has become a preeminent community service organization which now numbers more than 2 million members, men and women, and over 14,000 American Legion posts worldwide, working on a variety of programs that support the 4 pillars and benefit our nation's veterans, its members, their families, and the youth of America and its citizens. And whereas the members of the Lester Smith American Legion Post 515 Incorporated are dedicated to upholding the ideals of freedom and democracy while working to make a difference in the lives of fellow Americans. And whereas the observance of the American Legion Day provides an opportunity to recognize Legionnaires in our community for their many contributions to our community, state, and nation. Now therefore, the city of Douglas does hereby proclaim September the 16th as the American Legion Day and urge all administrators and employees of the citizens to support our local American Legion post in their efforts to live up to its purpose to provide a service to veterans, families, and community. And as always, for God and country. Outstanding. Let me sign this right quick, like. There you go. Outstanding. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Outstanding. We want to take a picture? Yes. Good deal. You want me to get it? Okay, I get it. We're good? Gentlemen? Thank you. I give you 3.
Thank you very much.
I give you 3.
3, I can handle it.
You already got the clock running over.
Thank you, Mayor, for that signing that proclamation. That means a lot to us. The last time I was here, I was representing another organization that's dedicated to helping our youth. That's the Childhood Cancer Awareness Group of Coffee County, with a mission of providing service to families with children that's diagnosed with childhood cancer. But tonight I represent the American Legion Post 515. It was chartered in 1948 in May to do the things that the mayor just talked about, service to veterans, family, and the community. I think you can see by the things we do, we try to live up to the charter. But first, let me say our post is available to all citizens of the community and the city of Douglas County of Coffee County. So don't forget that we're here to serve, and watch the newspaper for different opportunities that we may have. We have a busy schedule. We just finished Irene doing what we were asked to do, and hopefully that helped the Red Cross, Mr. Neesmith, and his efforts to serve those evacuees and the citizens of Douglas. We'll continue to do this. Now, one thing that we need, and I hope we can get some support on. October the 14th is our first Commanders and Presidents Ball that we've had at our post. Each of you should already have your invitation, and we'd love to have you there because we're going to have a national level speaker that's going to talk to you, because I think many of you in this room and the citizens of Douglas have been supporting our post and other American Legion posts that really don't know why you're giving us money. This is our opportunity to tell you what we do, why we do, and help you understand that, yeah, I contribute because I believe in giving, but I'm giving to a real cause, and the proclamation stated our purpose. So we'd love to have you there. You got your invitations. It's Saturday, October 14th. A little ceremony, dinner, entertainment, a little bit of music and dance for those of you who just want to try to see what you can do. 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central Square Gym B. $10 more donation if you wish, again, to help us with our programs, supporting our Girls State and Veterans program. An opportunity to dress up. It's a dress-up affair. You may reserve a table for 8 for $200, or a table for 6 for $100, that meal included. Otherwise, $10 ticket donation. We appreciate it. You can call me, 912-592-6413, or other members of the post to get your tickets. That's October the 14th. October the 17th, we have the 63rd Army Air Force Flight Training Attachment working with Miss Georgia coming to our post for an evening of entertainment and dinner. We try to do that every year. And also Halloween for our kids in October. And then November the 9th, we really get into the veterans part. November 9th, we have Veterans Day at the high school, and there are other Veterans Day ceremonies throughout the community. November 10th, we'll be feeding veterans at the Ware Center. All veterans of Coffee County eat free. The time will be announced later, but we want you to come on out. November 12th, we're going to deliver comfort items and goods to veterans at the VA Center in Dublin. We go to deliver goods to them, we feed them, play bingo, and also we have a Veterans Day program with them. The last year was the first day we did the Veterans Day program. They really enjoyed that. So you should go and visit us sometime. You tricked me. God, man, that ain't 3 minutes. Okay, that's what we want to do. Start collecting items now, please. Toiletries, deodorant, T-shirts, so on. Now, the big program we got 39 seconds. That's our Reef Across America. Reef Across America, each year we do that annually, the second or third Saturday in December. Nationally, they want to place a reef on every veteran grave in our national cemeteries. But our goal is to place a flag and reef on every veteran's grave of Coffee County. The mission of Reef Across America, remember those veterans who have served and fought for the freedoms we have, and some that paid the ultimate sacrifice. Honor those that continue to serve and their families. Go ahead. And their families, and teach our young about the sacrifices made for the freedoms they have. This year, we have 58 cemeteries and over, say, 2,300 veterans that we are putting flags and wreaths on their graves. We're asking for donations to support that, $15 a wreath. All dedication or donation is tax deductible. Our deadline is 15 November, and come to the ceremony on December 16th at the Douglas City Cemetery. We would appreciate it if you could do that, and that would help us tremendously. Individuals, families, churches, businesses, schools, help us. We started with a goal of $36,945. We currently have $28,272 raised, starting back in March. We did that through donations, fundraisers, Boston Butts, raffle tickets, and so on. If you haven't contributed, please help us out. And then we had to remove the wreaths. We had plenty of support from the citizens. So thank you, Douglas, Coffee County, for what you've done for us. If you continue to help us, we'll continue to live up to our purpose, provide service to veterans and to our community. Thank you again, Mayor and Commission.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda, we have the second reading of sweeping litter into the street ordinance. And that is going to be our city manager.
In the absence of our city attorney. So.
In the absence of our city attorney.
All right. And let me first and foremost say I don't speed read as such as Jerome Adams, so I may not be as fast. And an ordinance to amend the City of Douglas Code of Ordinances, Chapter 38, Environment, to provide an effective date and for other purposes. Be ordained by the Mayor and Board of Commissioners of Douglas in the regular meeting assembled and pursuant to lawful authority thereof, environmental of the city of Douglas is amended and stands amended as follows. Chapter 38, environmental is amended by adding sections 38-33 and 38-34 with the following. 38-33 says, no person shall sweep, rake, blow, deposit any trash, garbage, debris, leaves, grass, clippings, brush, soil, or other foreign matters onto any sidewalk or public way. 38-34 states any person violating section 38-33 shall be issued an accusation to appear in municipal court and shall be punished as provided in section 1-12. Each day of the violation shall constitute separate offenses. Offered and read for the first time at the regular meeting of the Mayor Commission, Board of Commission of the City of Douglas on August the 28th, and read for the second time and passed and ordained at the regular meeting of the Mayor and Board of Commission after properly advertising the caption as required under the Charter of the City of Douglas on September the 14th, 2017. And this is ready for action, Mayor.
Okay. I entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. This ordinance here during the hurricane, I actually had a number of citizens riding around with metal rakes to take debris off of the drain systems on the streets because of yard debris that where people had mowed their grass or just clippings and this and that. That tied up the system, but as soon as they would remove that debris, everything flowed the way it should be. So this is just to make everybody aware that for our system to function properly, we have to make sure we keep that yard debris off of the streets.
That is correct, Mayor. Yeah. All right, next, we have the ordinance in regards to solid waste in regards to dumpster diving, as they call it, or the removal of items in the dumpsters. So I'll read the first, second time. An ordinance to amend the City of Douglas Code of Ordinance, Chapter 74, solid waste to provide for an effective date and for other purposes. Be ordained by the Mayor and Commission, Board of Commission of the Douglas in a regular meeting assembled and pursuant to lawful authority thereof. The solid waste of the City of Douglas, Georgia is amended and stands amended as follows. Under Chapter 74, Environment is amendment by deleting Section 74-161 in entirety and replacing it. And I'm just going to specifically focus in what is being replaced, not to read the entirety. Unauthorized use. It shall be unlawful for any person to throw, deposit, or otherwise leave solid waste in dumpsters that are leased and paid for private use, except by permission of the owner or leasee. This prohibition includes dumpsters or governmental property. Other dumpsters marked for public use shall be used by the public and shall be unlawful to import household trash to these dumpsters. F, which states removal or scavenging. It shall be unlawful for any person to scavenge or remove items from dumpsters, garbage receptacles, and recycling receptacles. And as that is stated, this is offered and read for the first time at the regular meeting of the Mayor and Board of Commission of the City of Douglas on August the 28th, 2017, and read for the second time and passed and ordained at the regular meeting of the Mayor and Board of Commission after properly advertising the caption as required on the Charter of the City of Douglas on September 14th, 2017. And once again, this is ready for action as well, Mayor.
At this time, I entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda, we have the consent agenda items. And as always, our city manager will read the items that we placed on the consent agenda during the work session. Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. The first item is the minutes for the August 28th meeting. Second item is the purchase of 3 2018 Dodge Chargers for the police department. Third item is the purchase of 1 2018 Ford 150 for the fire department. Fourth item is the purchase of one 2018 Ford 150 for the Parks and Recreation. Next item, fifth item, is the architecture firm for Premium Park. Forget the firm. Barrett and Altman, thank you. The next item is the approval of the resolution for CHIP 2017-102. The next item is the sewer force main replacement under Highway 135. And the last item is the approval of the telecommunication right-of-way management agreement with GMA. Those are the
Outstanding.
items.
At this time, I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Outstanding. Next, we have work session items brought forth for discussion, and I believe we had one item.
Yes,
And
sir.
that,
That's Ms. Dale Batten
Ms.
with the
Batten.
Airport Commission appointments.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tonight, this is just an announcement. No action will be required. I just need to announce there was 3 upcoming vacancies on the Airport Commission. Anyone desiring to serve on the Airport Commission may pick up applications here at City Hall or the airport terminal. And then appointments will be made at the next commission meeting, which will be held on September 25th.
outstanding.
Thank
Thank you. Next, on the agenda, we have staff comments. No staff comments? Look at
Really?
that. Outstanding.
Crush.
Next on the agenda, we have mayor and commissioners' comments, and let's limit them to 3 minutes. And let's start out with our mayor pro tem. Let's start out with the mayor pro tem. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Things went well while you were off, keeping off. I did advertising on the radio that you were gone. You were in dire need of sickness. I mean, were sick, but everything went well, and I'm glad you had a good time. And maybe she straightened you out while you were gone. And that's all I have to say.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Such kind words.
Yeah.
Such kind words. Mr. Tate?
Mayor, good evening. How you doing?
You all right?
I just want to say my hat's off to the city of Douglas, especially the electric department. I had an opportunity to go out and just watch them work during the rain, in the rain, trying to get the electricity on, especially on right off from Gaston there. Those guys had a major job over there, taking care of those pine trees and all. And I just want to say to the community, let us keep praying for Coffee County, because last meeting that we had, we met at the city courthouse, and the community came together and prayed, and without a shadow of a doubt, with this storm coming through, Coffee County, was blessed with no more than what went on in Coffee County. We had trees down, lines down, but through the prayers that the community, when they came together, wasn't no lives lost or anything. And I just want to say, I give God the glory, the honor, and let's keep praying for Coffee County and pray together. Thank you very much.
Outstanding. Commissioner Dern?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'd like to go, thank you all for your prayers for me and my wife and the loss of her sister-in-law. And my sister-in-law, which is my wife's only sibling sister. And also, my hats go off to the city of Douglas and Ms. Shorty Henderson and her department over there for the barbecue festival, and everybody with the barbecue festival. And also, my hats go off to all the city of Douglas departments dealing with this crisis with Miss Irma, Hurricane Irma. And I really seen us work as a city as a whole, not just the utility department, but I seen the fire department, the police department, the utility department, customer care, mayor and commission. Oh yes, I seen all of us out there, fire department, even the county, and this is somebody. Our new code marshal, the marshal department, everybody in the post 515, in our assistant city manager, and I just seen everybody in the Red Cross, and I want to commend everybody because we all came together as a city, and not only does that say a lot, but that speaks a lot to our city, saying that in a crisis we could come together and we can make it do what it do, and my hats just go off to you guys, and my hats also go off to our assistant city manager and our city manager and our mayor. And the reason why I say that is because they was out there and they was trying to get people's electricity on. People was calling me left to right like I was 311. But that's what we're here for. We're here to serve. I was. I was going live for the city, and I tell you, it really impacted my heart because when you see the people that they were going through and they don't know if they will return to their homes, and their homes could have been destroyed, could have been rained out of them, and everything, but we were blessed to go home and go to sleep. And that just took initiative to be an appreciation. And also I like to say this to our customers here in the city of Douglas. The city of Douglas worked real hard to make sure you have lights and to make sure that you have care. I had a lot of people that was complaining on Facebook about the utilities. But me as a commissioner, I like to do my homework, and as Mr. Jacobs and Mayor Paul say, my due diligence. And I like to do that. And I went and I posted on the site about the rates with Electric Cities of Georgia. And I post the rates from 2000 all the way 2017 all the way down to 2013, so the people can see what the rates are and how much kilowatts and all this stuff is. And my hats go off to you guys because I just want to say this is because as a citizen, I understand everybody, complain about their light bill and stuff. But one thing about it, your bill is your bill. It doesn't consist just electric. You have a lot of consumptions. You have a lot going on there. You have a lot. You have more than one service. And so that's what I just want to say to our citizens to, if you don't know what you're doing to use a lot, Miss Carl, or come back, see Miss Carl or see Miss Juanetta, and they can break your bill down to make sure that you are not using enough. Are you using everything that you're not supposed to use in order, and stuff like that? And as a citizen, to do better, you got to know better. You got to get the knowledge and stuff like that. And so my hats go out to our utility department, our customer care department, because we get slaved a lot about bills and about their utilities and stuff like that. But one thing I can say, the city of Douglas, when those lights went off the other day, Monday, you was powered up for that night. You was able to go to sleep. So that's a blessing. And my hats go off to the city of Douglas, and stuff like that. And we worked in other capacities, not just for our city, but, my hats just go off. And I'm sorry I'm about to use 5 minutes up, but that's great. Go ahead. I'm through. Oh, yeah, and I want to say one more thing, too.
All right, you doing your invitation of the city manager?
No, sir. It was addressed by me. I just want to say this to all my young people. Pull up your pants. No, I'm serious. Pull up your pants.
Amen.
Low riding is all right, but pull up your pants and be respectable. It's not all right, but, it's just a bad thing. It's
Don't
a
need to see
bad
your drawers.
thing. And just pull them up. Some of them you can't see the drawers. Some of them you just see their pants down. But just to have respect for one another. Pull up your pants.
Amen.
Amen. That's all.
Thank you. Commissioner Gow?
Good evening. I also want to echo some of the comments that have previously been made, but as a citizen of our country, I'm very impressed with the way so many of our fellow citizens have pulled together as we've experienced these two major hurricanes, Harvey and Irma. Can't say enough. My hat's off to our electric department, our utilities, our public works guys. I'm like the rest of y'all. They were, I live in the northwest side of town, particularly Wheeler Park area. We know there's a bunch of big pine trees in my neighborhood, and unfortunately several of those got knocked down, and our people were on it. They were on it. I can tell y'all, for our household, we lost power for, I don't even think it was an entire hour before they had it restored. Those guys were out there moving, and wind, rain, whatever, they were out there. And I know sometimes it's like Mr. Jacobs was saying, sometimes they get we complain sometimes about what we pay for utilities, for our electric department, whatever, what these guys earn, public safety, our police department, fire department, EMS. Ain't nobody complaining when your house is on fire and they're there. Ain't nobody complaining when you've been burglarizing out there trying to catch who did it, or come there to get somebody off of you. They ain't no complaining when you're having a heart attack and the EMS is getting there, or your power's out. Very, very thankful for all the work these men have done. I tried to come by and see them yesterday, but they were out in the field still working. They got done with our stuff here in the city. We were able to then dispatch our crews to help out in the county with Scintilla REMC to help restore power to our citizens out in the community. So my hat's off to them, as well as our police department, fire department, EMS, Fire Chief Steve Carver. What's his title with the emergency?
He's the EMA director.
Yeah, emergency management director for the county. Just great job. Thankful for Mr. Jacobs and the mayor being out there, staying on top of things. I felt very well informed as we were going through different things, trying to figure out what was going on and what to expect. Our leadership was on top of things, and I appreciate that. Even with Mr. Jacobs was gone with a family funeral, Charlie Davis stepped in. My hat's off. I appreciate it. It makes me feel better as a citizen to know that we've got this kind of leadership here when things go as bad as they did. And I'm thankful, too, that things weren't any worse. Hats off to Mr. Neesmith. Larry Neesmith here with us from the Red Cross. We had a shelter, so, again, we were able to provide help and shelter for those who are less fortunate than us. Some of our citizens out there on the coast that really got pounded and are still getting pounded by flood water that's there. We were able to help shelter them. One thing I do want to say regarding emergency preparedness, echo again what Mr. Jacobs said. Check out some websites. Look at this as a dry run. Be thankful that things weren't any worse than they were. If you felt that you were not prepared, check out FEMA.gov, ready.gov, emergency.cdc.gov, ready.ga.gov, those are some good websites you can get on. Google emergency preparedness, and you can get some ideas what you can do to help your family and household, so when the lights go out and maybe your water's out too, you'll be ready to go. Start with a 3-day supply, build up to a 7-day, get you a 30-day supply. Then you're not running around scared or worried, when the lights go out. And I don't think anybody, I was worried that we were going to get worse than we did. And if you compare what's going on here, I've talked to a bunch of people in surrounding communities. We've still got, I think the power's maybe back on in Broxton today. I'm not sure about that. We've got people without power down in Clinch County, Axon County, Tiff County, Irwin County, multiple people. Multiple days that they're talking about. So I feel very blessed as a community what we've been able to do to keep our power on. Just say, I've heard some of the so-called celebrities out there talking about global warming, this or that. I don't know if anybody can really say, but I believe in global warming, ladies and gentlemen. 2 Peter 3:10. The day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. It's going to get warm, and we need to be prepared, ladies and gentlemen. We need to be prepared for it. The signs are there. We need to be looking. The moral climate's worse. The political climate's worse. I know that much. We know what the element's going to be. On a lighter note, our men in the maroon been out there. The 6th grade football team out there is 1-1. Won the first game against Pine Grove. 6th, 7th, and 8th graders went out to Colquitt County. I don't know if they're feeding them supplements out there or we got some folks that were held back, but they beat us on the weight. And, you know, our guys were a little bit outmanned, but they fought hard. 6th and 7th grade weren't able to come out, but 8th grade put it on them. They redeemed us, kind of helped up, made up for that scrimmage we lost against Colquitt County. So hats off to Colquitt County. They got a good program over there, but our boys stood up with them, at least on the 8th grade side, and the other ones learned a lot. Reminder, we did take care of the Ware County Gators. Anytime you have a defeat over a team involving the name Gators, that's a good day. Looking forward to the next game. Remember, everybody, Tiff County coming up. That'll be an away game. Mayor talk about that more, but y'all know what it means when we play Tiff County. It's not in the region, but we know what's on. And last but not least, of course, our University of Georgia Bulldogs went up to South Bend, Indiana, defeated the Notre Dame Fighting Irish 20-19. Hats off to our freshman quarterback, Jake Fromm, who stepped in. Warner Robins, Georgia, Houston County. Great young man, and he stood up to the test. That's all I have, Mayor.
Outstanding. Thank you. My comments are as follows. First of all, the mighty Trojans won, finally beat Ware County. And I didn't
In
have
the
to
rain.
Go, and I didn't have to go to work the next day, so I didn't get a chance to let's say I don't want to use the word harass, but to gloat a little bit, because the Ware County Gators, they have done me wrong over the last 3 years, and our little leprechaun, the mayor pro temp, brought us a little luck. Brought us a little luck. So make sure we got to make sure we keep that. The next thing is I was unable to attend the game at the mighty Trojans won against Ware County. I was actually coming off a vacation, a much needed vacation. I had a lot of things going on. My wife and I went, and I think the first 2 days we just slept. That's all we did was just sleep. And then get off the plane. We're searching to find the Trojan game. Got the game. It was very entertaining coming down I-75. We were cheering and, oh, no. So we were having a pretty good time. Arrived here. Next thing you know, we got the barbecue festival. Full-fledged. A lot of people were very happy that we did not cancel it. Had a lot of people out. I mean, just a lot of people came out and supported that. And I always try to learn something. And this year, the bikers, the motorcycle guys really touched my heart. You see these guys with the beards and the skull hats and draped in all this black leather and riding these iron horses. Whoever would have thought that they would be so passionate about helping our community. They actually helped 2 charities this year, and they also do something called BACA, B-A-C-A, Bikers Against Child Abuse. And that is one of the things that they try to do as far as being our community. So don't always look at our bikers and say, oh, these guys are bad. Those guys had good, clean fun, and they had fun with the purpose. They were actually able to help out 2 of our charities here. Then we rode dead into Miss Irma. And one of the things I want to say about Irma is this right here. The only thing I can think of is unity. Unity. When we went out to the EOC, there were people from all different agencies, just all over the place. And everybody was doing what they needed to do in order to make sure that the citizens of Douglas and Coffee County were well taken care of. The next thing is our Red Cross shelter. I think we had about 650 individuals over there. Mr. Neesmith did an outstanding job over there, as always looking for volunteers. And he said if each church would just send 1 volunteer, that would help him out immensely. Our community, every time there was a need, we got on the phone, Facebook, on television and asked, and we were overwhelmed with the supplies, and it was almost an immediate response. And one of the things, one of the individuals I want to thank is Mr. Johnny Wilkerson. He actually called and said, hey, look, I can go live at a moment's notice. I said, look, come on down here, guy, let's ride. And I was telling him, I think it was Tuesday, I went into Walmart, and it was at least 30 or 40 citizens that said that they saw us on television, getting the word out. They appreciated us being able to put the information out in real time. And that information was very valuable. The next thing is our city employees. Look, the Bible says no more than you can bear. And sometimes our city employees don't get a fair shake at things. I'm also a governmental employee, and citizens sometimes hold us to a very high standards. Sometimes those standards are unobtainable. But I want you to know during this crisis, not only did the city employees meet those standards, they exceeded those standards. And during this hurricane, the departmental lines were smudged. They were erased. I mean, I saw departments all across the city just doing whatever they could. I mean, whatever they could. I think we had firemen pulling security over there at the gymnasium. So our city employees really, really got in and provided that quality of service in a time of need. Our utility guys, you know, we're out there, I was riding with them, and as Mr. Jacobs said during the work session, telling them not to go up in that bucket truck when that wind is howling. The only thing on their mind was making sure that they got that power back on. And they were committed to that. I was like, hey, look, that wind is too strong, it's too strong. It's all right, Mayor Paul. We got it. We'll just go up slower. Trying to make sure that they brought power back. And one of the things that I really want to commend is the leadership of Mr. Jacobs and our city assistant city manager, Mr. Charlie Davis. They were all hands-on. They were hands-on. As a matter of fact, we have a tree moval service. Trees Are Us. We have Treetop Terrell and Chainsaw Charlie. These guys were out there removing debris and all this stuff here. So it was just really confident and rewarding to see us as a community unite. And that's what I said, unity. Everybody was willing to help. We had evacuees staying down at the hotel, saying, hey, look, what can I do? What can I do? And that's all. I think this is the way God intended for us to work, to help out one another. My next thing, next to the last, is Christmas. Christmas is coming. Now these churches, this is your time to shine. We need a few more churches with some floats in. Don't start out big. Do not start out big in September. Start out small. Start out small. But churches, this is Christmas. This is your time to shine. You do not need to be on the sideline. You need to be participating. So start planning. My last thing is this Saturday. My mom is celebrating her 70th birthday. And I say my mom, but my mother, Mother Baker, is a mother to the community. I have to share my mom with everybody. Yes, you know what I mean? I have to share my mom with everybody, which is a great feeling that so many people love and respect my mom. My mom is my #1 cheerleader. Is my #1 cheerleader. Always thinking that I can do more, regardless of what I have accomplished in life. Well, Tony, if you try a little harder, you can do a little better. I mean, what else do you want? And then she'll just start rattling off stuff. I said, I shouldn't ask. So, but as we celebrate my mom's birthday, listen to me. I get to be who I am because she believed in me. Not only did she believe in me, she walked the streets with me. She prayed with me, made me read the Bible. No, Tony, made me keep my cool. Just every day, all day. Tony, Mama, what you call? She called me just then. Tony, I just called to tell you I love you. Tony, I just called. I hadn't heard from you. You all right? I love you. Man, how many people would love for their mom to pick up the phone and give them a call and say, I love you? And I just want you to say this right here. Mom, I love you too. And I respect you. I appreciate everything that you've done for me and my family. At that, we will end. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. It's been motioned and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We stand adjourned.
So.